Hello and welcome to ETAuto. We are in conversation with Gilles Mabire, who is the Chief Technology Officer at Continental, the global Tier 1 major. So Gilles, thank you very much for this conversation. And tell us, what are the top three kind of technology areas which capture your mind space at this point of time in the industry's evolution?
Autonomous mobility, we see that as a trend and a changing factor in the mobility. Second is, of course, all around user experience, displays, the display into the car. And third element, which is, of course, connectivity, connecting the car to the outside world, supported by powerful infrastructure that we call HPC, which are big performance computer into the car, which are the next trend to come. And that is where we invest massively.
The automobile is being seen as something which is becoming increasingly software defined. From that perspective, now what level of software content do you expect in the, let's say, if you look, different segments, different kind of penetration maybe. If you look at, let's say, the passenger vehicle segment and on the other side, the commercial vehicle segment. If you look at the timeline of, say, another 4 to 5 years maybe, what is the level of software content do you expect?
Yeah, first of all, this industry is incredibly speeding now and driving fast for the transformation. We do believe that in passenger car, the vehicles that are going to come on the market in the 4, 5, 6 years to come will be completely different than the ones of today, because we are working in advance with our customer on new architecture, new way of developing the vehicle, which start with powerful, what we call high-performance computer and zone controller. But on top of that, as you mentioned, software is playing a key role. 90% of the innovation is going to come out of the software. And for that, we need to set the right software into the car, which start with an operating system, and we want to enable our customer to move that way. And second topic, functions will arrive into the car, and the car will be updated regularly with new functions, of course, to please the customer, but of course with other aspects which are around cybersecurity, and that is also software.
Continental, has a global presence. Is one of the largest tier 1 suppliers to the automotive industry, and like some of the other players, it is also looking at or betting on India, not only as a market, but also as a development and engineering base. So could you tell us, what is the new crop of ideas, new crop of technologies or innovations that you're looking at India for?
Okay, first of all, I'm talking out of Bangalore today. And I can say that we recognize India at Continental as an extremely strategic country for us, where we started to operate in 2008 in both directions, manufacturing competencies and developing and producing products, and also in engineering activity, where we have more than 6,000 people working in engineering, and the majority of them, more than 4,000, working in software development. Therefore, we recognize already in the early stage India as a key market. And of course, we always think global and local. Therefore, we also want to be for the market, in the market, means having the competency also locally developing products to help their own markets, and of course offering solutions for local suppliers. Therefore, out of India, you will find people really working for the big car maker in India, but also having global roles and supporting other locations in all aspect of Continental portfolio. Therefore, we have multi-competencies in India, which is a factor of success, because we have teams which collaborate with each other to create new solutions, sometimes out of existing technology, sometimes mastering the next generation technologies.
Right. And if you look at the automobile, I'm talking about now the passenger vehicle, the cabin, the cockpit is really undergoing a kind of massive evolution, and it is evolving at a very swift pace. How do you see the passenger car's cockpit changing over how different will it be, let's say, 5 or maybe 2 years down the line?
Yeah. In the past, the cockpit was the space for the driver, more or less. Now, the cockpit is an environment where people are spending time, And if we connect this to the fact that autonomous driving will come, where basically in the traffic jam you would like probably do something else than holding the steering wheel, then we need to think the cockpit in a different way. Second topic, the technologies have become accessible for us now to offer a revolution, which is to offer more or less on-demand new displays, what we call pillar to pillar. Imagine that you have a pretty large display from going from the left to the right side of the car, where you can display all possible information in a full safe environment while driving, that the driver cannot watch a video, but that you can also offer a new experience of mobility for the co-driver, the passenger into the car. And that is one game changer where we are pretty advanced with what we call pillar to pillar, what we have curved display now, where we offer what we call shy-tech technology by appearing displays below the skin of the dashboard, which are serving, of course, different markets, different need of customer, but we have a palette of many aspects. Not to forget with all head-up display technology that we can offer on the windshield projection, having enhanced informations, you can really create completely different user experience and driver experience. And that is all of that we want to push on the market, because that is differentiation for us to help our customer, and that is for us synonym of value creation.
So within display, what you're talking about is also the head-up display will also evolve, right? So what is the next level of your head-up display technology in terms of the value that will offer, in terms of the information that it will offer, without distracting the driver much?
Yeah, basically the main evolution for us is to map virtual information to real environment, to put in perspective elements, to help the driver looking ahead and to recognize objects, to catch his attention to some elements to enhance the safety, but also to make it in a way that you do not charge his brain with useless information. Means what we speak about HMI, human-machine interface, is to put the right intelligence into the system. You'd never behave the same if you drive in the morning or in the evening, if you are tired or if you are fit, if it is on the weekend or if you go for the walk. Therefore, we also are thinking and looking at system where we can understand the situation of the driver, observing the driver monitoring, and then adapt and provide appropriate insight depending on the time the driver is in the car. That's all of this element that will make the personalization so precise, so helpful, so full of value that we believe it's a right trend.
And also with this, all these developments happening, which are of course good in terms of technology development, but there is also another viewpoint which says that it is also there should also be a line drawn in terms to ensure that it does not end up compromising on the overall safety of mobility or safety of the passengers or of the pedestrians outside, because driver distraction could be a potentially fatal, potentially fatal results. So where do you is Continental also thinking that about technologies which, while offering these additional value, but also not really end up compromising on the safety part? Because connected technologies, all these different information could kind of prompt the driver to do something which he or she should not be driving well, should not be doing while driving.
It cannot be that being a leader in terms of passive and active safety, we let the door open for distraction while driving. And therefore, all system, and we continue to invest also massively in ADAS functions and level 2 to enhance the security into the car in our vehicle dynamic solution braking system as well, where we continue to invest to increase the safety into the car, passive safety. But we also are using now the power of artificial intelligence with what we call driver information, where we can recognize drowsiness. We can also check the health of the driver, and if something goes wrong, of course, to stop the car and help the car behaving in a safe way. We can also prevent, it's something we are promoting as innovation, people looking at their mobile phone while driving and giving advice not to do so, or taking measure to keep the car safe. All of this information are extremely important, because the motto of Continental, safe, convenient, and connected. The first one is safe, and that is on purpose.
Right. I'm sure that will also be your driving factors when it comes to technology development, and much needed so. Now, you talked about autonomous driving. I mean, in India, it's a relatively new phenomenon in terms of the availability of ADAS features in vehicles, starting maybe a little over a year ago, or maybe when the first model, Indian-made model, offered ADAS technology 1.5. Then there is another model which was launched at L2. Now, just recently, another OEM launched another SUV with L2. So, in a market like, what is your understanding, in terms of the autonomous driving technology adoption in markets like India?
Yeah, but basically, we have made a study in 22 to feel the expectation of the end customers. And in all sampling we made, about 6,000 people, they all say, and that is also valid for India, yes, safety, we are ready to invest in additional safety, and we do see the power of autonomous mobility, but we need, of course, to balance that, and we expect the industry to make improvement to make it affordable. That means technology, but affordable. And that is for us extremely important, and we always are looking at which point of time the technology is reaching a point, democratization, you can name it like this, where we can go to a mass market. And we are in the process, especially with the colleagues of Bangalore, to make solutions that are affordable for the market, step by step, to create the adoption rate of people. But looking at the infrastructure in India, I think we have an interesting situation, because there is, of course, a lot of use cases that you probably only see in India, which can be replicated in different countries, and mastering this in terms of complexity, diverse driving conditions, cohabitation of two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, bus and trucks are extremely, for us, playground to develop. And it's not a surprise that also out of Bangalore, we have extremely strong teams working on this component, this technology, of course, for the local market, for the big OEMs locally, but of course, impacting globally Continental portfolio by offering this technology abroad. And I'm very proud.
I believe your Bangalore Tech Center is the COE, or the Center of Excellence for autonomous developing autonomous driving technologies for the global world.
We have exactly this. You are right. We have exactly this key technologies and expert located in Bangalore, and they are, for example, ahead in developing the next radar generation of Continental that will be rolled out on a global base, developed with the competence in Bangalore.
Okay, that's good to know. When can we expect the rollout?
The first start will be next year. In the road and roll out, of course, step by step. And we, of course, intensively discussing with our car makers in India to embed this, because I'm more excited. I know that with this technology, we will make the road safer, and that is one of our mission.
On that note, Gilles, thanks for your time. It was a wonderful conversation. Always great to discuss technology on innovation, and of course, all that kind of role that India is playing in terms of the technology development and also technology adoption. Wishing you and your team all the best with all the development work. Looking forward to many more innovations which will contribute to safer, cleaner, and more sustainable mobility. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sumantra. Thank you for your invitation.
There you are, Gilles Mabire, Chief Technology Officer at Continental, having a very interesting discussion with us. And thank you very much for watching this interview. Take care, stay safe, and goodbye.